So the new Jailbreak update is here and it's pretty disappointing. So the first thing we should do is look at what this update added. So the first thing we have is a new Japanese season, crew battles 2.0, new drifts, performance improvements, and new shores. So let's talk about the new season first, because that's the main thing in this update. So as usual, we got 10 new items here in the season, and all the creators of these items did a really good job. They all look absolutely amazing. But that's not what I'm gonna talk about here. What I'm gonna talk about is, you guessed it, the contracts. So I'm pretty sure all of us are aware that contracts in Jailbreak are just a mess. They're not good, they're really hard to keep up with, and overall, it's just not a good concept. And that's not the issue that I have here. The issue that I have with the season system is the fact that badimo never tries anything new with it. Obviously, we got a few small changes in the past, but those really haven't affected the season much. And even when they did try something new, all those new things were pretty much removed in the next season. The only things we still have is the auto contract accepting system and the leaderboards. But that's not really what matters here. The only thing that matters to me is the fact that the contracts just have not changed at all. The way we gain XP has not changed at all in a whole 2 years. Now here's why I think seasons haven't really gotten any change recently. So obviously seasons get badimo lots of money because you have all these people buying the season pass, and then you also have all the people playing the game, which then gets them even more money. So what I think is going on here is badimo doesn't want to change the season system because obviously they're getting a ton of money off it. And since they're getting a ton of money off it, they don't want to change it because then they risk losing money. Because if you have something that's consistently getting you a bunch of money, you won't want to change it. You know, if I were running a restaurant and that restaurant was getting a ton of money, I obviously wouldn't want to change anything because then I might run the risk of losing money. And that's what I think is happening here with seasons. It's getting badimo so much money that they just don't want to change it because then they might risk losing money. Now, I feel like that part of it is fine because obviously no one would want to ruin something that's getting them a solid income, you know? The thing I don't find fine though is the fact that they're not even trying anymore. I feel if they really wanted to get money with this season system, they would lock more things behind the season pass. Imagine if you buy the season pass and then you get more ways to gain XP, you know, other than contracts. So like if I were to buy the season pass, maybe every time I do a robbery, I have a chance at getting like 30 XP or something like that. Or maybe you would get access to like a weekly mission system where every week you need to arrest like 40 people for like 100 XP, or tase like X amount of people for 100 XP or something, you know? That would, one, make more people buy the season pass, and two, it would also make it more valuable because without it, you wouldn't level up as fast. Because if you didn't have the season pass, then you would be locked to the contracts only, but if you have the season pass, you would have another way of gaining XP, making it more fun. And then obviously if it gets a little bit too pay to win, they can add an extra way for the free players to gain XP as well. So maybe then the free players have like 2 ways of gaining XP, and then the people with the season pass have like 4 ways of gaining XP, you know? Now that's just what I feel. Make sure to tell me down below in the comments what you guys think of that. But that's only the first issue with this update. There's actually a few more. So what we're going to be looking at next is the new drifts, the performance improvements, and the new shores. So let's first take a look at the new drift effects. If we go over here, as you guys can see, we got a bunch of new drift effects. Now the only question I have is, what do they do in the game and how do they affect the gameplay? Exactly, they don't do anything. They just sit there on your car and they make the game a little bit laggier. The new drift effects are literally like season 4. They hyped it up like crazy and then they ended up being really disappointing when the update released. Now the next thing, improved performance. Let's see what that does to the game. So if I go ahead and get in this helicopter and I look around at the map, wow, it looks like actual shit. Look at how absolutely beautiful this game is. If I look over there in the horizon, there's a floating road and poorly rendered terrain. Wow, how amazing. Wow, look over there, there's a poorly rendered cube and a non-existent military base. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know what I'm trying to say here. The game looks like actual dog shit. It's literally what happens when you go under 1080p on YouTube videos, I swear, bro. Now let's take a look at the other game-changing feature in this update. Brand new oceans. Wow, guys, look at this. I'm driving around in water and I can now get out of it. Wow, how realistic. It sucks that this game isn't realistic enough though, because my car shouldn't even be in the water in the first place. I hope you guys see what I mean here though. Having updates only this size for 4 months in a row now is not good. And it's not only because I'm literally out of video ideas now, it's because it's actually ruining the game now. Obviously there will be a few lazy updates every now and then, but 4 months in a row is not good at all. And actually these recent updates have had so little content that YouTubers are actually starting to quit making videos on the game. So what can badimo do to make updates just a little bit better? Well, first of all, they gotta stop focusing on one feature for so long, because crew battles have just been taking up way too much of their time. And then if they don't want to do that, maybe they could host weekly events, so us YouTubers at least have something small to make videos on every few days. But other than that, I'd just say make the updates bigger, because that's probably the best thing to do for all the players. But yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video right here. No hate to badimo here, this does happen every few months, so it's not really surprising that it happened again. I don't usually ask this, but if you haven't already, please subscribe. It really helps the channel a lot, and we're trying to reach 10,000 subscribers before June. But anyways, that's pretty much it for this video. Hopefully you've all enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.